Welcome to another episode of Soul Filling. I'm Tiffany. We can start over. You're on mute. Three.
I was like, why you not going? Uh-oh. All right.
Welcome to another episode of Soul Filling, where you get your soul fed. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jasmine.
And Kobe is out mothering her child. We're just giving her time to bond, but she'll be back as soon as she possibly can. But until then, we holding it down. And so we know if you're listening to this podcast, you made it to 2021. And we are so grateful that you're here. And in light of that, if you made it to 2021 and you're listening right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're bringing you the hot fire sauce of 2021 on point.
Smash that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe.
Yes, subscribe and follow us on all social media platforms. And hey, if something is really touching your heart, feel free to screenshot it, share with your fam, share with your friends, share with your followers so they could get their soul fed too. Don't be stingy with the soul being fed. But today we are talking about believing in ourselves because with all these goals that we put in place for 2021, if you made resolutions, don't think that you're going to be able to just get them just all willy-nilly. One of the key ingredients to manifesting the life that you love is believing in yourself. So we really, really want to hit on that subject. I know Jasmine she has been saying believe in yourself, believe in yourself, believe in yourself in basically every episode for the past like 5 episodes. So why is this topic very important for you? Why do you keep saying it?
Man, this topic is this is like the root, like the foundation. You know, if you're about to build something, you're not just gonna go out there and start throwing bricks and wood and you just slopping everything together. No, first you have to create that foundation, the blueprint. You're gonna look at the plans before it even gets put out into the universe. And so I feel like that belief in ourselves is kind of like the foundation piece, the blueprint to us even whatever it is, whether you want to have a snatch body, whether you want to be employee of the year, whether you want a bonus, whether you want to be a CEO, whatever it is you want to do, whether you want to create the solution to end world hunger, it has to start with that ingredient. That key ingredient is known as belief. Y'all, and I got some other gems, but I'm gonna say those as we go into the show. But like seriously, y'all, that belief is the fuel to the fire. Yeah, it's the fuel to the fire.
Inspire fire. But before we get into the main topic, we have a new segment called. Actually, I don't have a name for it yet, but basically, I'm gonna ask what fed your soul this week. Because honestly, a lot of times the way we come up with topics for the episode is what really triggers something in our lives this week. But sometimes we don't have all the time to share everything we learned. So we started this segment. So do you have yours in mind already, or should I start?
You could go ahead and start. I'm over here trying to figure this thing out.
Okay. Well, okay. So my soul was fed this week by my plants. I love them so much. So in the new year, I wanted to make sure all my plants were doing well. So I went over and just kind of inspect them, see how they're doing, check their leaves, and just want them, not only me, but them to start their new year off good too. So cut up off the dead ends, the dead leaves, seeing if they needed some extra water. I looked up some research on how to take care of each plant, like why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? And it just made me think like, wow, each plant is so different on the way it's supposed to be handled. But one thing that stood out to me when like you're cutting the leaves off the plants is so there's two lessons in this. So when you have leaves that are turning yellow or brown, you want to cut them off because if you don't, you will the rest of your plant will start to like die too.
Come on,
It'll
talk
always,
about it.
yeah, it will really start to mess with the rest of your plant. And so you want to make sure that you're cutting off those dead ends. And it just made me think about life. And whether it's people, but for me it's really habits that no longer serve me. Anything that doesn't no longer serve you, go ahead and cut those off so that the rest of your body, the rest of your mission, the rest of your dream could continue to flourish. A lot of times we try to hold on to those things, but it's better to let it go. It's not only better for like, it's just better for the whole plant, the whole body, your whole body and your body, mind, and soul. So that's one thing. But another thing I was reading, and I have to actually get some alcohol because I read this after I cut all my plants. They were saying that you need to wipe down your scissors with alcohol between each plant, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I was just like, wow. And it makes it's like so you don't spread any disease, that
Mm-hmm.
nature. And so that's what it came when it came to my mind. I thought about people, right? Because
Mm.
a lot of times we carry baggage, disease to another person because
Ooh.
we didn't wipe off, what we store from them. And so it just made me think like with each person, don't put your past traumas on them. Give them a new chance, get the rubbing
Real.
and let them have something fresh, because if not you might bring disease to the very relationship or the very opportunity
Ooh.
that you might that you have in store. And so I've definitely
That's
done that
good.
to bring baggage along to the next person in my relationship, and it really did bring that disease there. And so I was just thinking, and just like that, like when you're cutting off things, it's usually something that's dead. But
Mm.
so I'll just leave it there. So that's what fed my soul this week was my plan.
Girl. Girl. No, seriously, that's actually something that I
Oh,
it said the house muted me.
I'm sorry. Y'all trying to mute myself, but please go in.
No, you're fine. No, but seriously though, that's important. And even when it comes to believing in yourself, so I'm reading this book called The Power of Positivity by Norman Peale. And girl, it kind of correlates with exactly what you're saying. So when we are trying to believe in ourselves, like especially if it's something that you've never done, you really, really, really have to drive out all of the doubts, the insecurities that'll just creep up into your mind and have you second guessing yourself and wondering, is this even really possible, especially on those bad days? And it said that pretty much you have to like drive them out just like you would if there was an intruder or like a stray dog or stray cat that came into your yard. You would drive them out. You would shoo them away, just like in a garden. If weeds were to come about or infected leaves, you will want to prune them and remove them from the situation. So you have to remove these limiting beliefs, these limiting factors, like every single time that they creep up. And they could creep up on a daily basis, they could creep up on a weekly basis, a monthly basis. Whenever you feel them creeping up into your life, you have to get them out. It's so imperative, because had you not have pruned your garden, and that one little small infected leaf carries over to the next, to the next, to the next, and so forth and so on, we cannot afford to allow stray thoughts and stray limited beliefs, things that make us doubt ourselves and doubt the very goal that we want to accomplish, or the thing that we want to become, or whoever we want to be, or the problem we want to solve, or whatever it is we want to achieve. We cannot let that thing come in and fester and destroy our beliefs, and especially when it comes to believing in ourselves. But girl.
Yeah, and even when it comes to plants too, I just think about sometimes we just think that we can hold on to everything and that it will look grand or whatever. But really, it's just like when you
Mm,
cut things off, you're making room for something new to be in that place. So, yeah. So just
mm,
think about the areas in your life, and though you might believe that you need all this stuff, believe that something greater is coming and blossoming and is going to flourish in your life. So,
Yeah.
do you have a what fed your soul this week?
I do. I have a few, but I'm gonna just try to stick to one. So
Okay.
one thing that's really, really fed my soul. We're going into the new year and just being, I think this togetherness, and even though I haven't, like, I'm gonna be honest, I went and I had to go and visit my individual peeps. Like, I haven't seen my dad and my grandma in a while. I went to go see them. I seen Tiff and Deb yesterday. And then me and Jarvis and Eva, we spent New Year's at a dear friend's house. It was real small, just us and her kids, and they were popping fireworks. And it was just like this this sense of, I don't know, fellowship that I really feel like, well, of course we've all been missing it because of the whole pandemic, but I'm just like, I really, really, it just yesterday when we was shooting and taking pictures and making videos, it just started bringing life back into me. I don't know. It's something about, when you fellowship with people, your close knit, your close people, it really does something to just put you in this positive space, this positive headspace. And so I feel like these past 2 days have just been putting me in a really positive headspace by seeing all my dear loved ones. So just love on your people, y'all.
Yeah,
Yes.
love on your people, whether it's near or far. Like,
Mm-hmm.
connectivity is so important. We were talking about that yesterday on how it's just like we want to make sure within this pandemic, when it's all over, that we still are connecting with people, because it's easy to get into the habit
Yes.
of just being alone or being away from people, but making sure when we're able to come back together that we can
Mm-hmm.
really
Yeah.
I mean, even now, still just build connection with people, whether it's from in whatever circumstance that you possibly can.
That's
So
true.
let's get into our topic, believing in yourself. I think this is so important. I have a little story because going into 2021, I told myself one of the things I wanted to do is speak up for myself. And don't
Mm.
get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Your girl, she speaks up for herself when things
Yes, yes, you do.
okay. I speak up for myself when I think someone's like coming for me crazy, and I speak up for myself and I speak up for myself if I think someone's doing something to someone else crazy. A lot of times I'm like, look, don't treat nobody that way. It's just something when
Right.
disrespect. I'm like, hold it. Or I register it into my mind and I'm just like remembering, okay, disrespect, this is how I should move accordingly. But I don't speak up for myself when I want to ask for something that I personally want, I feel I deserve, like I know I deserve, or something I need help with. And
Mm.
and this is really hard for me. And I think this comes into my like procrastination thing. You know, how I tell you guys that sometimes I have trouble responding back to
Mm.
people. And with that, I also had trouble speaking up for myself when something's not going quite right, or I feel like I need to ask for more. And so
Mm.
before 2020 ended, I asked for two things. Um, and so I asked for two things from particular people. I just can't go into to detail, but the answer actually was not a yes, and the answer was actually not a no. It was okay. I can't do it
Mm.
right now, but let's work towards it from both ends. And for me,
Mm.
it really just made me so proud of myself, first of all, because
Yeah.
I was able to get out of my own head and really out of my own fear to really ask for what I want and just be honest and authentic, because
Yeah.
and really state, look, this is what's going on and this is what I can and cannot do. And I
Mm.
think it's a big practice, because that's really hard for me. But the reason why I'm tying this into believing in yourself is because I think that sometimes we don't ask for what we want because we
Mm-hmm.
don't believe another person on how the person will receive it. We believe that they'll look at us crazy. We believe that they think that we're taking them for granted. Like, we believe all these negative things when really they might believe the same thing as you, that you are valuable, that you
Mm-hmm.
deserve more, that you need, that it's okay that you need help, you know? And so I really want to dig deep into your belief system, because what is your belief system really stopping you from? Is it stopping you from living a better, comfortable life? Is it stopping you from really like putting yourself out there because of what you or what you believe others believe about yourself? So I really had to dive deep into that. Like, at the end of the day, I was like, even if I
Girl.
did this, what was stopping me this whole time from actually speaking up?
Mm, mm. Girl, that's good. Because our belief, that limiting belief that we have about ourselves, we project that thing on the people around us. And it can cause us to and that's funny that you said it can cause us to not even ask for something because we feel like this person is thinking what we're thinking about ourselves in our minds. But in actuality, we still have to step out on faith. We be firm in who you are and ask for it anyway. Because if that person does think that, then it's actually going to do us a favor and allow us to understand how they view us, how they perceive us, and what can we do once we see that we're not on the same page. We can move accordingly. So it actually frees us from the whole situation, whether they believe that you are, you know, whatever you think you are, or if they don't, then it's like, okay, if they don't have anything justifiable, like true justification as to why A, B, or C, then hey, we can move on or do our own thing or do whatever it is that we need to do, because now we got that clear answer from them. You know, sometimes we just remain in the dark. And it kind of goes to this quote in the book, that the back going back to the Power of Positivity book. He said we have to know who we are. And I know we always say know whose we are, which we definitely need to know we're a child of God, but everyone is a child of God. And with us being all children of God, we're still gonna all want something completely different. So it's up to us, being children of God, to still know who we are. What is our identity? What is the character that we want to be in this world? Like, truly ask ourselves, what is it that we want? Like, because my reality, it could, and I'm pretty sure it is very different from what Tiff want, and from what Kobe want, and from what my mom want, and my dad, and my auntie, my cousins, and my brothers, and my siblings, all my siblings. And so it's just like, we really have to ask ourselves, who are we? Who are you? Like, who do you want to be? How do you want to impact the world? What do you want to do while you're impacted? And then once you are so secure and so confident in who it is you want to be, who it is I want to be, what do you want to be known for? You know, once you're secure in that thing, and another thing that is said about knowing who we are. So he said there's a huge difference between knowing that you want something rather than knowing exactly where you want to go and want to be, and being clear about it. That part that says be clear about it, because I know sometimes it's like, I kind of want to do this, maybe I want to do this, I don't. But we really have to, and this is what I'm bringing into 2021, like being very clear, very clear about what it is I want to be, what it is I want to be known for, what it is that I want to have, what it is I want to do. Like, I just want to be clear, like a clear, concise definition. Like, it shouldn't be this difficult thing in my mind when I think about it. It just needs to be clear. Like, make it as clear as you want, like as you possibly can when you are thinking about what you want. Because then when you are asking of others, You have a clear thing to convey to them, and then they can know whether, okay, I can do that, or whether I can't do that, or whether I can work toward that. But if you're not clear, they don't even know how to start working to meet you in the middle. Wait, you're on mute.
Yeah, what really stuck out for me when you were starting off, you were talking about freedom with this clarity, because there is freedom with clarity, because when you know what you want, and you know, and you're able to vocalize what you want with other people, and then to be able to see if they want the same thing, if they'll take partnership with you in this certain thing, or this is something they don't want to take partnership with you, it allows you to move forward and get the things that you need to make it happen. And that's not saying that, you know, someone might just not want to be in business with you on this type of thing, or I don't know, I'm just thinking of a scenario of business with you on this type of thing, but it does not mean that they don't want to be in your life. And so I saw this very hugely in my life when this summer when my heart was broken. No, but like the guy I really, really, really liked was like, oh my God, like I'm not sure about you, and that's telling me that I need to move on. And then with that, I was holding on to him for 2 years, because I always had a hope. He always gave me a hope. But when he took the hope away, it really allowed me to be able to be clear and move on. And I'm so thankful for that, you know, because so now I could move on. Like, well, now I'm moving on. And so it's just like,
Real.
it gives you freedom to make a decision. So don't be scared of the answer. If it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's an in between, then you decide where you go with that. And then if it's a no, it's a hey, you could go somewhere new. And I think that's beautiful, but we're so scared of the answer sometimes, when really it's gonna set us free.
Set us free. Like it truly does. It sets you mentally free. It frees up your capacity to go out there and really give and do and be involved with, you know, whomever else. It lifts literally a weight off your shoulders like no other, just by being clear, by being very, even if you feel like it's gonna hurt somebody, don't intentionally word things so that it is hurting people, but you know, you want to speak your truth, you know, speak what it is that moves your soul or doesn't move your soul. Like maybe this is this person's cup of tea, but it's really not your cup of tea, and you're like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to rock the boat, but you're sitting there in bondage and in agony, and your mind is just racing. Meanwhile, this person is happy living their best life. So the goal is we want everyone to live their best life, even if it's not in conjunction with that one particular business or one particular thing, but just being able to be clear about it. We don't want no confusion. We don't want that. And it's just like, when I think about being clear, this is the analogy that kind of comes through my mind. I'm thinking about like restaurants. It's clear that if you go into Starbucks, you want some type of, in most cases, because I know I go there for the cookies, but most cases you going for coffee or some type of hot drink or a cold iced coffee frappe, something along those lines. You know what you're getting. That's the, you going to McDonald's, you know what you're getting. Yes, they might sell chicken nuggets and chicken sandwiches and whatever, but they're known for hamburgers. Okay, so what is clear about you? Like that's a non, like, you know, it's just that thing. Whenever you think about you, what are we coming? When I come to TIFF, I know I'm getting some bomb creativity, some good, authentic, warm advice, some, you know, some real, like a vibe. It's a connection. Like, what vibe do you create? What vibe do you bring? But and it is your own authenticity. I know when I'm coming to my man, it's gonna be something basketball related, something creative, as far as like putting things together and assembling things. So I just know this is like your area of expertise. So like being clear and being confident and able to just walk and stand in that thing.
I love that. I think confidence is super, super duper key. We don't want nobody who's, look, I don't want nobody who ain't confident in me, confident in themselves. And it, because it could really, I don't know, it's just something about confidence. I think it's very attractive. You know, when I say attractive, not in like, oh, you find attractive, but it can be like that. But it's attractive in like, oh wow, like I trust you because you're confident in yourself, you're confident in your worth, you're confident in your mission. Now I remember I was,
Yes.
yeah, one of Robert Harper's lives, and something that really stuck out to me, and I think I said this on the podcast before, is he said you need to be confident when you speak, like confident in when you are saying something. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times, like we are very hesitant and like, and I know even on this podcast, you probably hear me sometimes. I'm like, well, you know, trying to give some type of what is it called? Disclaimer. I mean, I get disclaimer, but like, you know, going back and forth, but no, being confident in what you truly value and what you care about. And it doesn't mean that you can't, you know, change your perspective, but just be
Right.
in who you are. It's gonna attract, and even like when starting a business, you want to be confident in what you're offering. You want to be confident, like this is
Girl.
and they, because in business they look at you as the expert. They hired you because you're the expert. You're the expert on whatever it
Yes.
is that you're offering. So I know a lot of times like you could be like, so what do you think? No, like of course you could ask them for your opinion, but like no,
Right.
you need to do and carry on and be confident in that, and it will attract, you know, it'll build your confidence, but it also make people realize like this is your area, this is your lane, and you got this.
Mm. Ooh, that's
You
good.
don't want to go to the car shop and be like, well, the gas link, well, if you want to put oil in it, you know, it's probably for the best to do it every 4 months, but it's really up to you. No, you need to put oil in it. Like, I don't know nothing about cars, but you need to put oil in every 4 months if you want to get this thing running, and you need to get this air filter. Okay, you don't.
Right.
Okay, just letting you know that that's gonna burn the gas, and so some, you know, but
Right. You
you
want them
don't
to be
have.
for sure.
I want them to be for sure.
For
I want them
sure.
to be for
Period.
sure. So you have to believe in yourself.
Yes. No, that's good. And when believing in yourself, it actually helps. I mean, when you are for sure and you're confident, it actually helps with the whole aspect of believing in yourself. And so I guess I wanted to kind of switch gears a little bit, just a little. When we talk about believing in ourselves, one thing that could help you, like if you're not in that space of I'm 100% know what it is I want to do, or I know where I want to go, or where I want to be, that's no problem. That's no problem at all. Or maybe, okay, maybe I'm right now I'm speaking to the people that know what they want, but they haven't started it, or they haven't they just haven't really took it as serious as they know how. Or maybe you've been doing it but not to the best of your ability. So the thing, and shout out to this book, y'all. He talks about in there how we have to make a plan. We have to create a plan, because a plan is like our roadmap. It's like, it's making it clear. It's making it concise when you actually get into that. And we've talked about this in a long time ago in a podcast about how important it is to have a written plan out. Y'all, I know it's going to take some work. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. It may not be done in one day, but when you get to that point where you create a plan for things, where you writing things down, it puts you on a whole nother level of being unstoppable. I'm telling you, like, even, hold on, let me see. I think I even had, oh, no, that don't go with it. That don't go with it. I thought I had a Bible verse that went with it, but this coming later. That's coming later. But no, seriously, y'all, you want to create a plan. Oh, make it plain. That is in the Bible too. But like, seriously, make a plan, y'all. Put your thoughts, because we're thinking literally on average 60,000 thoughts a day. Most times more than that now, because we got social media. We see in thoughts by the second. And so it's so important for us to plan out our thoughts. Maybe we get a good idea from here and a good idea from there and a good idea, and you got all these good ideas, but they're not in no type of 3 year. By 3 years, I want to get this done. By the end of 2021, I even want to have this done. Okay, once that gets done in 5 years, what do you want to get? Like, streamline your plan. Like, it don't have to be perfect right off the rip. Maybe you might need to go and re-alter it again and touch up on it and make it, see that you wrote it out and like, this actually is not going to work in my plan. It's okay. Your plans are not, like, once you write them, I think that the reason why people sometimes don't like writing plans because they feel like, okay, once the plan is written, it's set in stone, I can't change it. That's not the case. Like, you are, in fact, a good business plan, you are constantly altering that plan to make sure it stays up and relevant, and you're rebranding so that you can stay up to date with the current trends, the current things that are happening around you. Think about everyone that had business plans written out before COVID. They have probably had to rewrite their whole business plan because now, or not rewrite, but, they had to make some major adjustments because now that everything is, more tech-based and online-based and, things of that nature. So whenever you write your plan, it's not to say you have to only, do that one thing, but it gives you something to fall back on. Like, oh, what the plan say? Okay, like when we go on girls trips, we have a plan. We have a whole itinerary designed by yours truly, Tiff and Deb. And it's like planned out to the T. Do everything always go according to the itinerary? Sometimes we don't go to the observatory, or we might miss the ice sculptures or whatever, but the trip still ends out bomb and we end up covering just about everything else on the itinerary. So it makes it easier. It makes it fun. Takes the stress off of trying to figure out what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it. It's like you dotting your I's and crossing your T's. So create a plan. And when you have that plan, it makes you believe in yourself more because you're like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me check my plan. Okay. And then it makes people believe in you even more because they like, okay, like imagine, will we want to follow someone that don't know where they're going, that didn't have a map, didn't have a GPS, didn't know where they were going. They were just like, come on, y'all, like we'll get there. But how are we gonna get there? What's your plan to get us there? Nah, just we gonna get there. Like, but if you had someone that say, okay, by this time we're gonna do this, by this time we're gonna be taking off from this time, and I'm sure you'll be more apt to follow this person opposed to the one that's just like, okay, we gonna get there, but they can't show you how you gonna get there.
That is so good, Jazz. And I'm really happy that you brought up the itinerary analogy because that really spoke my language. Because when you think about it, it's just like, and I do think the reason why we don't create these plans and systems because it does take a while to put them together. And I'm just thinking about, like, I remember planning for the LA trip we had, and it was fun creating the itinerary, but it took a lot of research. Where are we staying? Is it walkable? What are the restaurants around? Do they have vegetarian options? Do they have vegan options? What activities can we do? And all these different things that we all like to do. What leisure time do we have? And I love, love, love that you said it's space for things to change. It's okay if everything doesn't get knocked off the list, because that's just how life works. Like sometimes we're like, oh, I actually don't want to go here. We should go this route now, and then come back to okay, but we can still go here tomorrow. And the reason why I'm just so happy that you brought up the analogy is because it does make everything easier. Imagine being in a city and not knowing exactly what you're doing. We would be, as a group, we would be stressed out because we all be wanting to do different things. And then we all just trying to make each other happy. It's like, and that's where I find myself sometimes. That's where I found myself in 2020 a lot. Stressed because sure, I had a lot to do, but I'm sure that lot to do would have got done in a timelier manner if I had an actual plan or system for it. And so one of the things I'm incorporating into 2021 is just definitely block scheduling, seeing, okay, what do I need to get done? Okay, when am I going to do it, and dedicating that time? Because a lot of times I would hop from project to project to project. Imagine going to Runyon Canyon to Clover City Stairs to What's that damn thing? What's our restaurant called?
Oh, Blue Jams Cafe.
Jams all in an hour, right? And so I love that you said that. And then, but another thing is when we're planning a trip, right? We have the main goal is to have fun and enjoy each other, okay? But and what I love about the company that I work for, we have values that we have to stand by. We have a mission that we go every week. We repeat it. Okay, this is our mission, and these are our values like integrity, coachability, being okay with like making mistakes. You know, it's so good, but it knocks it into your mind like this is what we're doing this for. This is what we're doing this for, and these are the values that we align ourselves with. And it's just nice to have that bigger goal and picture in place to say like this is where I'm going and this is how I'm getting there. I'm getting there with integrity. I'm getting there with coachability. And so also having the top of mind of what's the bigger goal for us, going out of town, having fun, having a good time. We never ever fight ever. And so it is what it is. So because we have these unspoken values of loving each other and making sure we're having an amazing time.
I think they actually maybe even spoken because we always talk speaking them throughout the whole trip. And even in the itinerary, I love how you always put a little note on there like this will be the funnest adventure of your lifetime. So I think, yeah, I definitely agree. I couldn't agree with it more because it really makes life easier. It really does. Like, just try it. If you haven't, some of our soulmates, they hit the game. I know you've been planning. You already, you an expert when it comes to this area. So maybe share some gems in the comments with our other soulmates, or just maybe you fell off. And so really take 2021 if planning and executing plans haven't been something that we've done in the past. Let's just try it. Let's take a chance on trying it and watching. It'll most likely end up being the best thing you ever did, and you won't even want to go back to the other way of having things just sporadic and chaotic. Okay.
I think that we should all go ahead and like create those systems. And I think what scares me the most is the time. But in the time will make up for itself in the back end. So like make those plans, make those systems. And the crazy thing is I was looking back on my 2020 goals, right? I crossed out most of them like don't bow. But then I looked at the ones that I didn't. And I was like, well, why didn't I get this? Or why didn't I get that?
Right.
These are the ones that I did not take any action on. That's why. There was no plan put in place. There was no routine. There was no plan, for these particular things. Okay, that's why. Okay, leave them on for next year. And then and so that speaks volumes is because your where your energy goes is what's going to manifest. If your energy is not being put on that thing, it's most likely not going to manifest. God is going to be like, oh, you're putting no energy there. You must not want that.
Must not want it.
You must want that. Let me help you out, right? And so I really had to look at that. And then I was like, okay, well, I still do want those things. So let me put some energy there. And when you were talking about like it's okay if you follow, it really is. That's why I love like we were saying, I think in the last podcast, it's okay to make mistakes. Failures are lessons. They are so true. Like a lot of mistakes will push you forward. Okay, you ain't doing that again,
girl, because you learn so much.
So much. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. But what was I saying before this? Oh, okay, y'all, bear with me. Hallelujah.
You were saying your plans.
I have a plan.
That the reason why they didn't get done was because you didn't put energy toward them.
It's okay to make mistakes or if you fall off sometimes. And this is what I started telling myself. I want everything to be with ease in 2021. I worked so hard in 2020. But hallelujah to be able to. But I want more ease. I want more abundance easily. And so, but what I realized is like, I also, it's the simple things you have to do in order to create those ease. Okay. Pick up wash your dish when you're done using it. Make
Girl.
your bed. Um, Drink your water. And so what I realized is like, I can make my life easier by doing the little things, because a lot of times when we don't do the little things, we pile up to the big things. When you're thinking about making that post, make that post. You know, when you're thinking that, like, just just do it. And so, and that's what, and then another thing is like, when I'm talking about ease, a lot of times we harp on the habits that we don't have. And that goes back to belief, right? Because like I was like, okay, there's this so you will tell yourself like, I'm not, you will be surprised, but I'm not really good at drinking my water consistently, right? And then I was telling myself, hey, you know, Tiff, you're not good at drinking water. Like, you know, stupid stuff like that. But I had to rethink, and I was like, wait, now you are. Believe that you are, because sometimes I think that the reason why we don't get to the next level is because we don't believe. We just think that we're inherently this thing. I have drunk water consistently in the past. That's just me. No, it's not just you. You can create a better habit. You can't.
Girl, it
So
is not just you.
not just you. So just create that routine. When that comes up, I'm like, why did I tell myself that? Let me drink water now. Let me drink water throughout the podcast, you know?
Girl.
And so it's just those little things. And what I'm saying is, when you see a bad habit or a habit you're not good at, just go ahead and take action right then and right there, and just turn that habit around. I hope that really makes sense, because it's going to bring ease to your life.
That is good. I think that's the first step, by like catching yourself in your tracks. You identify like, hey, I'm a procrastinator, right? We tell ourselves this, and we just kind of give ourselves that excuse as to write off as to why we're not getting things done, or why we're taking longer to get them done, or why we're not getting them done at the deadline we said to ourselves that we would get them done. But it's like, and I think this is where that whole getting organized again, by organizing our ideas, whether things like even as small as drinking, and it's funny that we say drinking water is a small thing, because that is really a huge thing. It determines a large portion of our health. And I'm like, me too. I'm like, I need me a glass of water right now. But no, seriously, when we organize, just organizing and saying, hey, by 9 o'clock, I want to have 2 bottles of water drunk every day. And by lunchtime, I want to have 3 or 4 bottles drunk. And then before I go to bed, I want to have one, like literally giving yourself, what is it? Like, what would those be called? Like giving yourself actual, what is it? Rules, or like requirements that you have to have done by this certain time, and then trying your best to stick to it. And let's say you don't stick to all of it, but if you at least kept those 4 bottles before, lunch, versus you may have messed up by dinner, you still got 5 or 6 bottles drunk more than what you would have if you hadn't had a plan at all. So it's like, still, and that's the thing. Sometimes when we set a plan for ourselves and we miss just a portion of the plan, or a portion of it, just one little thing don't go according, we throw the whole plan away. Like, this thing don't work. Like, and then before you know, we back on the thing that was comfortable to us. And that's where we mess up. Yeah, our plans are not going to be perfect. And when we set these goals, still, y'all, it's so imperative that we just continue and push forward and move forward. It's like, your success, the life that we want depends on it. Your life depends on the success of, and the success of us at least doing our best, trying our very, very best, and falling short of the best. Because it's like, if we don't try and we stay in the same flow that we've been in, we'll never progress. But if we do try our best, we'll at least be advancing. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but like, get organized, get your plans as best as, and when I say get organized, it don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be perfect, but just start, because the people that are out here running the world, that are running stuff, I'm sorry guys, they are organized. They are putting, like, if you want an average life, stay averagely organized. But if you want a life that is way beyond average, it's going to take something like you being organized, you being disciplined enough to say, okay, this is what I'm setting out for myself. This is the system that I'm setting up to do this thing, and actually following through with that. That's the only way, because I know we've been doing things this way for so long and it's comfortable to us and it's so easy to want to stay here. But the only way we're going to grow is if we do something extraordinary.
Am I frozen on your end?
Let me see. No.
Girl, you frozen on mine. Oh no, now okay. But that girl, I have so many. Am I frozen? Okay. Okay. You had brought so many tidbits in my mind. And the first one I would say is you were saying, just have a plan and do those things every single day. And because we could forget too, like there's a lot of things we want to do. Like I want to drink water. There's just certain vitamin I want to take every day and things of that nature. And so just believing that you can do those things, but what can help you with that belief is like writing it down and saying in your bathroom, drink your water, remember to take this, and things of that nature, and just do it every day. And I like what I was talking to Deborah about this, and well, actually, Deborah was telling me, really, she was just like, it's all about consistency, and which I totally agree. Doing those things every day, in which like something I do every day, or well, at least when I can, is I go walking every day, and she does the same. But I never put it into like, oh, this is my thing, I'm going to walk every single day. It was just, I love walking every day. and with that, I didn't really realize, with I haven't been able to work out. Well, not able to. I just, I stopped going to 24-hour fitness, my gym, and I used to have a schedule of going to this dance class, and then, after work on Wednesdays, weightlifting or doing cardio. It's like I had a whole routine, right? But when COVID hit, I stopped. But then when I moved in, we would always go walking, me and my mom. And when I moved over here, I would always go walking at the park, right? And so though I didn't think of myself as working out, I've been able to maintain like a healthy weight for myself because I do walk every day, or as possible. But I'm saying all that to say it's not because it's just the little things that you don't realize that is really changing your life. Because I'm like, wait, why am I not gaining any weight? Oh, because you're just taking some time, whether that's a 10-minute walk or whether that's a 3-hour walk, because I be doing the most. You are taking the time out to do those things, not one time, but consistently. And and then that builds confidence. And so what I'm saying is, and what Deborah was saying is just like, it doesn't matter if you're doing things perfect. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I'm outside, it's cold. Sometimes it's a little rainy outside. But you still do it anyways. And what she really said that stuck out to me is just like doing the little things every day, saving a little every day, saving a little every month, posting a little. If you post every day, does the picture have to be perfect? No. And this really stuck out to me because the other day I was like, because I made a promise to myself, and I'll just go ahead, y'all keep me accountable. I was like, I'm going to post every day on social media for my personal Instagram, Tiffany Malone, TIFFANYMALONEE on Instagram. And so and then it came like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, dang, I got a picture to post. I didn't really have anything to say. But I was like, no, Tiffany, just post. It don't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Find a picture and just say what's on your mind. Posted it, actually had a really good message, and it was really received very well. And so though it wasn't perfectly curated 2 days ahead of time, a week ahead of time, it was there. I posted it. moved on, and it helped people. And so even and then because you said a lot of things, and when going to that, when you were saying like it doesn't have to be perfect, it really doesn't. And I know we were talking about like personally together, like I was talking about how I was really down on myself because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I was doing the bare minimum. But I realized that but when I got feedback, they're like, oh no, this is great, this is wonderful. And I was like, but it wasn't that I was doing the bare minimum. I was doing the best with what I had at the time. Yeah, I'm tired, but I still gave you what my best was at the time. It might not be my best of what it looks like when I'm at my best, but I gave you my best of what I could offer. And so you're just putting that out. So I had to realize, wait, Tiff, you're not doing the bare minimum. You're just giving the best that you possibly can at this time, right? And so putting your best foot forward is what you have to do. Whether you maybe are in your period and you can't do that full workout, but you did like those 10 minutes around your apartment. And so all we're saying is doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to look pretty all the time, but just be consistent.
Girl, yes. Tiffany, that is it. That is it. Like, just do small things every day. And those small things will compound into huge, ginormous things. I know for me, when I was starting my financial journey, my biggest excuse I would tell myself is, I don't have enough extra money left over to save. I don't have enough. Like, I ain't getting paid enough now. So how you expect me to save? And one thing that Robert Kiyosaki talked about in his book, that he said, and he said it didn't matter if I didn't have enough. I was still, there's this saying that says, pay yourself first. I would still take my 10%, put it to the side, and save it for myself. And people think 10%, what's 10% gonna do? A little measly 10%. Like, that 10%, y'all, really doing it consistently every single time, non-negotiable, with at a drop of a hat, like you are putting that to the side and acting like it does not exist, will eventually over time grow into this thing that you, to become way more than you make in one paycheck. So it's just like, it don't seem like a lot at the time. Because I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, let's just start, since you think you don't have enough, let's just start with saving $50 every paycheck. They're like, what's $50? I'll say, well, in two paychecks, that's $100 whole $100 more than what you would have had you not saved $50 at all. And they're like, you know what? And then I say, then after 4 times, it'll be $200 more. And I say, well, can you afford to put $200 to the side? Absolutely not. Well, then you can afford to put $50, and then that $50 will eventually get to $200, right? And they're like, okay, I see where you're going here. But thinking about, like, I know a lot of times we looking at people's, on social media, we're looking at people's progress from like a whole 8 months of time. And we're like, dang, if I could just put that aside in one paycheck, not knowing that this person has been doing this consistently for over 8 months. And that's how come it looks so grandiose. This person has been consistently doing, posting every single day. So this is why you look at they like section and it has, 12,000 likes. It's because they've been doing a small things every single day. And now it's looking like it's this large, ginormous thing, guys. And literally, that's what makes people great. It's not that they're doing extravagant actions every day. It's they're doing small little actions every day. It's just like you go to the doctor and you've been eating bad. I mean bad. You eat fast food every day, drinking sodas, just doing the most. And then you like, oh, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Let me eat a salad today. Let me find the most greenest vegetables. Let me drink 1 gallon of water, and let me, just put all the fruits and veggies in today. But that, although yes, that's good that you starting, but it's those small actions that you've been taking every single day. Now it could be on the reverse. You could have been eating all your fruits and veggies throughout as much as you possibly can for majority of the days, more than none. And then the day before the doctor, you had a day where you cheated and you ate fried chicken and you went ham. It's not gonna affect you as badly because you've been doing what you have needed to do majority of the days. If you do need to go into your savings account and withdraw $500, it's not going to affect you as badly because you've been stacking up and putting things to the side for so many days. So you don't even feel the hit, guys. So that's the goal, to just try to do small good actions every single day and allow them to pile up and to grow into this big action. It's like now the podcast is easy because we've been doing it every week. So now it seems like, we know how to just, come together and create magic, right? But it's because we've been consistently doing it without non-negotiable, one time a week every, like, how many weeks is it? Like 52 weeks in a year, something like 52 weeks times 4. I don't know, I'm not no math genius, but like that's a long time. But it didn't feel like we were doing anything extravagant. But now it's looking back, it's like, whoa, this thing is bigger than I ever would imagine. Shout out to y'all in December. For the month of December, 10,000 of y'all came through and really supported Soul Feeling Podcast. Like, thank y'all. But no, it's just growing, and it's because of those small things you do every day. Yeah.
That's so true. And when you were talking about, like, we looking at the how you say it, accumulative, like what people have done, take months and years and stuff like that. Because girl, years, I promise you, sometimes it takes years. And I always have to throw it to God because he could change your life in an instant. And Kobe, she still be sending us some topics. She actually sent us this video by Tabitha Brown, right? And she was talking about, like, I think it was like December 31st was the day she posted her viral video, but it went to obedience, right? It went to faith. She was posting, like, she said God told her to post post videos, right? She was saying no one was really watching, maybe a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. But when she did that dang Whole Foods video and it went viral and she spoke, right? Remember, she spoke. It was so uncanny. Like, she literally spoke, like, she's like, took a bite of the salad. She's like, look, things look different. She said, my life it's changed. Things look different. And like, she was over there prophesying over her life. And then she didn't even know she was doing it. But literally weeks later, she had a Whole Foods deal. And ever since there, she's just been going up and up and up, right? And so, but did we know that she was posting videos every single day about her vegan journey? No, we all saw the big whoosh. We saw the God's touch, And so sometimes, it may, like, when you're looking at your progress, we were just talking about this too when we were doing our goals. Looking at the progress, sometimes we're like, look, guys, with Soul Feeling, we knew the numbers were going up, but we didn't realize the numbers were going up because the big jump, right? We didn't see that, but we realized after 4 years of doing this, half of the listeners that we have overall were from this year.
Girl.
And so
shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, soulmates.
Yeah. And so it's just like, yes, do the work, do that one thing consistently and stick to it, because one day we gonna have our video that puts us on. You're gonna have that one investor that puts you on. Like, you're gonna have that one click, but it's not because of that one thing that you put out that one day. It's because of all the work that you did before. And Joel Osteen always says this. He says God is working behind the scenes.
Mm.
But the way God is working behind the scenes, the way that it's activated is by your faith. And when it looks like you only have that $100 here, the $100 from that paycheck a month, them 100 views, let me tell you about it.
Let me tell you. Oh, there's a quote. Oh no, there's this quote from the song Waymaker. And it says, even when I can't see it, you working. Even when I do not feel it, you are working, God. You never stop. You never stop working. And so y'all, I swear it, like, we didn't see God working through this podcast. We just didn't see it. Like we thought we over here working out hard, and we didn't see the growth until like we were doing our data check, like, the end of the year is coming. Let's see how we did in 2020. And when I tell you, it was just mind-boggling, because it was like on some days you didn't feel like we was promoting enough. We didn't feel like we was, sponsoring like we didn't feel like we was getting enough sponsors. We just didn't feel. But then y'all showed us, God showed us, like, it don't look like it. You don't see the work I'm doing. You don't even feel the work I'm doing, but it's still getting done. It's still getting done. And that's that part, that's just mind-blowing right there. Because I'm just thinking, for believing in yourself, every day is not going to be perfect, that you just believe in yourself. But even on them days when it feels like you're just not feeling yourself, where you just don't see the change and the progress at the time that you want to see it, God is still working in your life, y'all. And I did want to share this one Bible quote, because this is one that really like lets me know that we can literally have everything that we truly want. And it's Matthew 21:21. And I just thought it was dope because we in year 2021. And so it says, go throw yourself into a sea and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever. Keyword, whatever. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. So it's important to pray, but you have to believe in that thing that you're praying for, and it's going to happen. Like, throw yourself, when it says go throw yourself into the sea, I feel like it's saying it says go throw yourself into the sea and it will be done. It will be done. Not it might be done. It possibly will get done. It may. No, it will be done. It shall be. It's gonna be done. But when it says throw yourself into the sea, I feel like it means just really immerse yourself. Really go all in. Create that plan. Really just take the steps. Take that action. Like Tiff said, the title of her book is I'm about that action. Like, just really engulf yourself into the action, and it will be done. Like, and believe and come to God in prayer. So it says when you ask for these things in prayer. So the key word, we have to pray on top of action, on top of creating the plan and all that good stuff. And it's gonna happen, y'all. It is whatever. God didn't say some things, only these types of things, or maybe only the good things, the things that I see as righteous. No, he didn't say that. He said whatever you ask for and you believe. If you believe, that faith, you have to have faith that it's going to come true. It's going to come true, y'all. It truly is. So y'all go check out Matthew 21:21.
Can you say it one more time just so I could like hear?
Yes, of course. Oh, it's two though. Oh, okay. I'm going to read this one more time. So Matthew 20:21. Chapter 21, verse 21. Go throw yourself into the sea and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer.
Yes, I believe that. It's that belief in everything. And yesterday, when me and the girls were hanging out, we were talking about how our belief system, what we think, how we could like change our, like, We
Mm-hmm.
could literally change the composition of our bodies by the way we think, like the
Yes.
feelings and emotions. And there's just so much power. That's why we harp so much on affirmations about speaking life. We are very careful, even if
Yes.
we're joking, on the things that we put out of our mouth. And we do not play about that. So it's just like believing in the, because we believe in our words because we've seen them done.
Girl.
Yes,
Girl.
prayer is so important. And the reason why I'm getting a little emotional is because it just made me think about my mom. And I say this all the time. She really spoke over our lives. She said, she always said, you will be great in the land. And I feel great in the land. My brother, he is great in the land. Okay. Like he has done amazing things in in Houston, and people who are coming from Chicago, and like we were talking about this yesterday, to go to Black Market Houston. That's my brother's company. And so it's just like speaking over your life. God, my mom prayed for me and my brother before we even came out the womb. She has letters to us. Um, and I know that those prayers, oh, sorry.
Girl, that's so beautiful.
I know those prayers are what keeps us and what puts favors on our life and what has been protecting us. And so pray for yourself, pray for your family and your loved ones, and believe, and even if you don't believe, like Jasmine always says, just continue praying anyways, because if you do, that shows even a hint of belief, a hint of faith. And like the Bible says, all it takes is a like faith of a mustard seed. That's it.
Mustard seed. Y'all know how small a mustard seed is.
So yes.
No. Whew, that's good. That's good. And when it comes to believing in yourself, start doing those exercises that do increase your faith. Things like visualizing it, prayer, the form of asking for things. You ask for thing one time, but then by the time you ask for it on the 20th time, you like, oh, it's you just your voice don't shake as much. You just, for the first time, you just might have to conjure up the strength to even say that out loud. Like, am I supposed to be saying that out loud? Or, but no, seriously, call on that thing, visualize it, act as if it's already happening right now in your own little world that you are in. Just act like it's already come into fruition. And then the fourth thing is take action toward that goal. Like, move. Like, you can pray about it, which I think that's beautiful. You can visualize it in a dark room and be on your namaste meditation. But if you're not putting in no real life action, it's going to always stay in your head. So we want to get it out into the world. And the way you do that is by taking action into that thing. And I think combining all of these things together, the prayer, the visualization, the taking action, and there's no way it won't happen, y'all. There's no way. There is no way.
Yes. I totally, there's like this quote that's floating around. It's just like, because there's two quotes that come to mind now. It's like, you already are who you want to be, right? Because we have everything already in us. Okay, look, we already have everything in us to be who we are supposed to be. And then number two is be who you want to be. And so basically just act like, look, when I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I walked into Christmas morning, when I went to my brother's house, because that's where we having Christmas there. And I walked in there, I said, your favorite rich auntie is here. Okay. Am I rich yet? Yes. In like spirit and stuff like that, and happiness and stuff like that. But I made money. Okay. And so though I'm not there yet, you can't tell me nothing. In my mind, like right now, I feel rich. Like I feel like I got millions in my bank account. Let me tell y'all a secret. When I walk from my walk going into my apartment, I don't say, like, I used to be like, I'm so thankful for my apartment. No, now I look at the apartment complex and I say, I own this. Okay. And so I was like, and so I'm visualizing it. And so though I might not have it now, I see it in my future. And then I'm gonna work for it as well. So yes, embody that right
Yes.
now. Even if it seems weird and crazy, but let me tell you about life, okay? Let me tell you about having a whimsical life, having a, a lovely, full life. It's about feeling the wind, feeling your essence and your energy, and making life move, because you are literally magical. We are not just random boring human beings. You have a power so deep, let me tell you, that though it may look crazy, it's not. It's the real magic. I believe God wants us to tap into.
Yes.
So be daring enough to visualize, take action, but believe in yourself. Let's just live a whimsical, dreamy life. I really believe that you can. The only thing that is stopping you, like Jasmine was saying, is the limiting beliefs.
Those limiting beliefs. And if you do have limiting beliefs, I want you to ask this question. When you have a desire, I want you to, and I got this again from the book of positive thinking. It says, when you want something, ask yourself and ask God, should I want this? Should I want this? Just real simple. Just ask yourself, like, should I want this? And then if you feel compelled in this burning desire that's just running, like you just can't shake it, I'm pretty sure that's a sign of God saying, like, yes, you should. And if it is, I need you to go full throttle, be immersed, be engulfed, to just take action and just do the damn thing. Like, just do it. Just do it. And it last thing I wanted to say as well, you want to do it with all of your heart. With all of your heart. You want to be clear about it, not have, like, you want to believe in it regardless of if anyone believes in you or not. You want to build yourself up to that space of just having this sense of belief with all your heart, whether or not someone believes in you or not, because that's what's going to strengthen your belief, being able to believe regardless of the circumstance, regardless of your bank account, regardless of your current knowledge. Some of us are probably in doubt, like, I'm not smart enough. I never went to school for that. How I'm supposed to do ABC? Like, where there is a will, there is a way. It's not to say you're not gonna have to learn some new stuff, but it's possible to learn new stuff and to learn the right stuff. And maybe you don't need to learn everything. Maybe you could partner with people that is experts in this area and bring them onto your team. There's more than one way to walk down and achieve a goal. Just because someone else went to 20 years in school for this, maybe your journey a little different. We don't know, but really just go with all your heart. That heart piece is something serious. Like, when you just go for something with all your heart, it's showing God, like, it's showing God that you believing in him to be able to move mountains, that you believe in, you have faith. You have faith in him. Oh, and that leads me to the last Bible verse I wanted to share, which is Matthew 9:29. It says, according to your faith, let it be done unto you.
Oh,
So if you got no faith, then that's what's going to be done unto you. If our goal is to build our faith as strong as we possibly can. So therefore, that thing will attract into your life. So according to your faith, let it be done unto you.
that's so good. I'm gonna end there because That's it. That's it, guys. Believe in yourself. We love you so tremendously. I feel like 2021, I know that 2021 is going to be magical and filled with abundance for both you
Girl.
and in us. So let's just go out after our dreams. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's believe in each other and be okay with our portion. Be okay with what we have. Focus on ourselves. Don't be focused on nobody else but yourself, because we are all different. We all go through different things. God has a plan for all of us differently. His timing for each of us is differently, because he is let me make sure I say this right, omnipotent God, right? And so
Omnipotent guy.
omnipotent
Yeah, omnipotent, I think.
omnipotent God. And so that means that he loves us dearly, each and every one of us in the same way, but like specifically, like we can't imagine loving 7 billion people, but he loves us all individually as his children. That means he has different amazing strategical plans for each and every one of us. So don't look at what he's doing over here for someone else. Okay. Because he got a plan for you. So enjoy your portion and believe in your portion, in that you'll be happy with what God gives you. All right.
Yes, mind your own business. Yes.
Mind your own big business, or whatever color you are. Mind your own soul business, and
yes, mind your own soul business.
yes.
I love it. All right, y'all. What time is it? It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. Y'all, if this is your first time tuning in with the Soul Filling Podcast, we always end our podcast off with a positive affirmation. So, what the heck is an affirmation? An affirmation is any statement that you are using to transform your life. Either you're transforming your life for the good, or you're transforming your life for the not so good. Even in the Bible, it states, let the weak say. Key word here is say. Let the weak say, I am strong. So on those days when you're feeling sick and tired, down and out, broke, whatever the case may be, don't speak those negative things over your life. Instead, speak positive, uplifting things like, I get better and better every day. I always figure this out. I always get through this. I'm the best that I ever was and ever will be. You know, something dope like that. And just watch how God moves all up and through your life in ways that are unimaginable. Right now, it is 2 of us. Kobe here in spirit. I just can't not say there's 3 of us. There's 3 of us. Yes. And I'm affirming that there are millions, billions, trillions of y'all out there tuned in. And we're going to go ahead and end this thing off with our positive affirmation. So, you want to go, Tiff? Or?
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay.
Mine is, I am minding my own Black businesses. Okay, because multiple.
This is.
Okay, 2 LLCs. 1 LLC, another LLC coming. 501 yes. Already done. But the reason why,
period.
And all of them, and I am making a lot of money in all of those businesses. And for my nonprofit, it's all going to nonprofit reasons. Okay, but the reason why I'll go on the back and forth between this affirmation, because I'm like, that seems silly. I don't want this to be my first affirmation of the year. But then I had to think about minding. Like, I'm minding it. That means my mind is on my businesses. My mind is on my businesses to create systems. My mind is on my business because of the energy I'm putting in there. My mind is on my businesses because since my mind is on it and I'm focusing on mine and not others, it's going to be able to focus. Flourish. So I am minding, my businesses.
Yes, come on. I love it. Mine is, I am believing in myself. I am believing that I can achieve and successfully achieve anything it is that my heart truly desires. I believe that. I'm firmly believing it. I'm standing 10 toes down in it, and it's going to manifest. You wait. I just feel like something huge It's happening right now, right now, right now. For me, for you, for all of y'all out here tuned in, it is something huge, something major.
Yes. All right, guys. Make sure that you are following us on all social media platforms. Soul Filling Podcast everywhere. That's SOULFILLING. And make sure you subscribe to us. But what we really want you to do is give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. What this does is help us get higher and higher in the rankings, which means we can get more souls fed. Okay. So go to our Apple Podcast. It'll say 5-star rating, write something so cool and sweet so we could shoot up in the rankings. But also another really cool thing that you could do to help us out is screenshot, share it on Instagram, share your favorite part, share a lesson, share a link. Sharing is caring.
Yes.
But if you're just listening, we just thank you and we value your time. We love you so much, soulmates.
So much.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, until next time, y'all. I love y'all. Next week.
Bye.
Bye.
God, hold on, sorry.